too many promises. This is a book about learning how to say no to people, even though you might want to say yes all the time to your friends. One morning, there was a new poster on the bulletin board announcing a Make a Book contest. Everybody crowded around to read it. Books must be in by May 1st, Kermit read. Gee, said Piggy, that's 2 weeks away. I'm going to write a book about all the jump rope rhymes I know, said Skeeter. She skipped off to think of some. Let's see. I'll start with A. My name is Alice, and I come from Alaska. Gonzo was excited too. I know just what I'm going to call my book, he said. Really great things you can do with fungus. I know somebody named Skeeter too, it's weird. That afternoon, Fozzie walked home with Kermit. I was thinking, Kermit, he said, why don't we write a joke book together? Gee, said Kermit. I was kind of thinking of doing a book by myself about baseball. Please, 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 begged Fozzie. Oh, Fozzie, I could never say no to you, said Kermit. That night, as Kermit was oiling his baseball mitt, the phone rang. It was Piggy. Hi, Kermit, said Piggy very sweetly. You know that book writing contest at school? Kermit knew it was coming. Yes, he said hesitantly. So there's an actual picture of Kermit oiling his baseball mitt after school. Yes, you mean you'll work with me, she said. Oh, Kermit, I knew you wouldn't say no. I have this great idea for a book, too. It's about a handsome prince who saves a beautiful princess from an evil queen who turns people into donkeys. And Piggy, Kermit tried to say. But Piggy didn't hear him. She just kept talking. Kermit felt confused. How could he promise Fozzie and not Piggy? Piggy's feelings would be hurt. Okay, I'll do it, said Kermit. I could never say no to you, Piggy. Oh, Kermit, that's so wonderful, said Piggy. We'd better start writing soon. So the next day, they began working. Are you sure the prince should save the princess? Asked Kermit. Isn't that a little, old-fashioned? Maybe the princess should save the prince. No, said Piggy. I know just how this book should be. Okay, said Kermit, sighing. The next afternoon, Kermit met Fozzie at the library. They began working on their joke book. Do we need quite so many knock-knock jokes? Asked Kermit. We really have an awful lot of them. We definitely need a lot, said Fozzie firmly. They're the best ones. Kermit's eyes drifted over to the baseball section. All the books looked so interesting. Boy, I could write some really good tips on throwing curveballs, thought Kermit wistfully. If only I had the time. Come on, Kermit, said Fozzie. Let's find some more knock-knock jokes. That night, Kermit got home and ate dinner. He ate dinner so late that he had to do his homework under the covers with a flashlight. Ugh, sounds like Kermit is having a hard time. For a whole week, Kermit's life went on in this way. One afternoon he'd work with Fozzie, the next afternoon he'd work with Piggy. Kermit didn't have time to do his homework. He didn't have time to play baseball. Saddest of all, he didn't have time to work on his How to Throw a Curveball book. On Friday afternoon, a week before the contest deadline, Kermit hurried to the school bus. He wanted to get home to do his homework. Fozzie sat down next to him. Kermit, he said, we still need more knock-knock jokes. Maybe we should work on our book this afternoon. Piggy was sitting in front of them. Hold on, Kermit, she said. You can't be working on our book with Fozzie. You have to come over to my house and work on our book. I'm sorry, Piggy, said Fozzie. You must be mistaken. Kermit's working with me. Kermit stood up. Then he remembered he wasn't supposed to stand up on the school bus, so he sat down with a plop. Wait a second, he yelled. I can't do this anymore. Fozzie and Piggy looked at him stunned. I know I said yes to both of you, Kermit said, but I never should have. I'm a wreck. Besides, you both know what you want to do with your books to be like. You don't need me. I'm really sorry, but it's time I started to say no. So Kermit let it build up, and then eventually he just freaked out and actually told them how he felt, which is, maybe not the best way to handle things, but at least he expressed himself. Gee, said Fozzie, I didn't know you were feeling that way. I wish you had said no to start with. It would have been okay with me. Thanks, Fozzie, said Kermit. I can finish the book by myself, Fozzie went on. I'm having fun looking for knock-knock jokes. Maybe you shouldn't have said yes to me either, said Piggy, but it's okay. I can finish the book alone. Besides, I still think the prince should rescue the princess. Thanks, you guys, said Kermit. He sighed in relief. I feel like I just unloaded a ton of bricks. So Kermit, said Fozzie, do you think you can write a baseball book in a week? I'm going to try, said Kermit with a grin. When Kermit got home, he did his homework. He started working on his book. A good curveball, he began, is just a matter of practice and a little magic. He was very pleased with his first sentence. From then on, he worked on his book every day. On the morning of May 1st, Kermit walked to school with Fozzie and Piggy. Did you finish your book? Asked Fozzie. I've got it right here, replied Kermit, patting his book bag. I've got mine too, said Piggy proudly. And so do I, said Fozzie. Well, good luck to all of us, said Kermit. Three of them shook hands. At last the awards day came. A special assembly was called to announce the winner. We had a hard time choosing, said Mr. Bumper, but there was one book that was just so interesting, we had to award it first prize. The book was Really Great Things You Can Do with Fungus. Congratulations, Gonzo! Gonzo's book won the contest. We teachers learned a lot from the books you all wrote, said Mr. Bumper as he pinned on Gonzo's ribbon. I sure learned about stuff you can do with fungus, said Gonzo happily. And I learned a lot too, thought Kermit, about curveballs and about saying no. So this last little page is just talking about saying no. It says, wanting to help others is a good thing, but Kermit discovered that helping everyone else all the time meant he didn't have time for himself. Kermit had to learn how to say no. Here are some questions about saying no for you to think about. Why is it important to take time for yourself? When is it okay to say no? And how do you think other people will react to it? How can you say no in a kind way? Has someone ever said no to you? How did you feel? Did you understand why they said no? These are just some things you can talk about with your parents. The end.